Hello and welcome to this episode of Effective Websites. In the last episode we talked about the value of using the article worksheet. Because so much of what you do on the web is going to be article related, we thought it best to come back and stress something that can't be stressed enough, namely avoiding hidden code in your articles that could seriously affect how they appear on other computers and browsers. To start this discussion, we need to first of all take a quick tour of the standard editor that Joomla comes with. Then the JCE text editor that you installed when you first set up your new web page, and then move to a workflow that we found helps a lot. If we go to the control panel, then Global Configuration. About halfway down on the left-hand side, you'll notice the default editor, which we've set at JCE. It wasn't always that way. When you first installed Joomla, you may not know this, but the default editor was an editor called Tiny Mice. Let's change that back to Tiny Mice just so that you can see, and we'll save and close, go to Content, Article, New Article, and click there. And what you'll see is a very bare-bones text editor. Oh yeah, you can bold, italicize, and underline. You can adjust the text to the left, right, or center. In Paragraph, you can set the text size. You also have a few other very basic options, like indent, hyperlink, insert a picture, view code, insert a horizontal line, and the like. But it's really pretty basic. It'll get you a long way down the road towards a wonderful website. But it's a far way behind the text editor that you're probably used to using on your own desktop or laptop. Let's cancel out of this. If we go back to the global configuration and change the text editor to JCE, then save and close and go back to Content, Article, and New, then click. By comparison, you'll notice that you have a far wider array of tools that you can use, including everything from the ability to now change text color and background to a find and replace key and a spell checker. We suggest that you play around with this on your own time and just get comfortable with it. We don't want to use any more of your time on this video for talking about it here. What we do want to do is change the topic a little bit and talk about your workflow. In the last video, we talked about how Joomla times out every 15 minutes. Some people solve this by going to Global Configuration, System, and in Session Settings, setting the session lifetime to 45 or 60 to give them more time before timing out. But there are other options that we think are much better. In the last video, we spoke about how we compose nearly all of our materials in Microsoft Word. We love it for everything. That is, everything except for composing articles, which we use on our web pages. As you've seen, it leaves a lot of unwanted code behind when you copy and paste it into your articles in the back end. So we compose here, then scrub the background code out by using the article worksheet, Notepad, or WordPad. Then copy and paste it into a newly created article and format it there. Again, as you saw in the last video, the code is stripped out and we're left with a nice, clean, working copy. But those aren't the only two choices that you have. There are two other programs we'd like to call your attention to that you might find helpful: Brackets and an online HTML editor called Quackit. By copying from Word and pasting into brackets like you would in WordPad, Notepad, or the article worksheets, you'll find that it too will strip the code out. Brackets is a good choice if you're planning to try your hand at coding in HTML at some point in the future, and it deserves a look. If you want to get it and try it, it's available for free at http://brackets.io. There's another option for you which is called Quackit. It's a free online HTML editor that's very easy, as in very, very easy to use. The reason we like this one is that you can copy and paste your text from MS Word into Quackit, and then by highlighting and clicking on various buttons, format away to your heart's content. Then finally, when you're ready, you can go to the Code view, select Copy, and paste it directly into your new article's code, and Control-V. Presto, you have a completely formatted article with no residual code, and you've also avoided the dreaded Joomla timeout. So there you have it. As you can see, there are a variety of ways of handling the workflow to avoid unwanted code and avoid timeouts. And maybe more importantly, it allows your hard work to be seen by others exactly as you intended it, regardless of the browser that they use. Let me show you a little chart that we once had printed and that now lives in our heads. This is the way you need to start thinking about your workflow when it comes to articles. A copy of this is available for you in the step-by-steps area of the Effective Websites webpage. We hope that you enjoyed this episode of Effective Websites. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.